manner. And then coming to the execution part, there are also many things you will have to do well in advance. And there the documentation part, because most of the times I find for implementing the delay, LD clause and others, we don't document the things properly. Finally, it results in a dispute. And when you go and try to defend our case, ideally I would like that there should not be dispute. But anyway, if there is any dispute, we should try to address it, taking into account the contentions which are duly justified by the other party and by ours. And there, generally, I find our documentary aspects are very, I will not say poor, but much more things have to be done over there. If you want to impose the LD and the late delivery or the late action or the late execution is not entirely attributable to the bidder, we also could not give the fronts, we also could not clear the drawings in time. We don't maintain the appropriate register signed by both the executor and this thing, by the principal and the vendor. So there, and sometimes we just turn a very deaf ear to the contractors by just treating them that they are as if somebody who will depend on my mercy. My friends, it is the other way around. In fact, unless we have strong vendors, unless we have strong contractors, unless our relationship management with the contractors or associates are good, then perhaps the progress that we're expecting, the rapid execution that we're expecting will never be possible. And coming to the dispute resolution part, we have the mechanisms, but I will wish let not be the dispute be that much or to be too prolonging. In fact, here we find, talking about Saldo and a couple of cases where disputes have been there in the adjudication arena, and maybe the arbitration also are going on for years and years together. We have taken initiatives now to settle certain things out of the court. Last board, we took a case, we settled it out of the court. And in fact, a couple of things also we are thinking now, maybe to follow a sort of conciliation mode where we understand and appreciate the reasons for each other. There, of course, people are again afraid in the sense that if the monetary benefit would be going to the other agency, perhaps our intention will be questioned. But there are certain laid down rules and guidelines. And yes, again I will tell, based on the documents. If our documents are clear, taking decision is always easy. And it is for us, for the board, for the scope, for the government to provide an empowering atmosphere, enabling atmosphere to all our people to work. Unless we do that, the exponential growth that we are expecting to happen in the industry and our Government of India's target to have a double-digit growth in GDP in coming years, and this Make in India dream to happen, and the exponential growth path that we are outlining for us would never be possible unless we respond with resilience, with a new mindset, to accept the changes, to be proactive, and always lay down our path in such a way where starting from the basic concept to execution and the final overall, dispute again, I will not stress on that, though mechanisms are there. Maybe the dispute-free execution also could be possible. And as you know, not all cases result in dispute. If I take the disputes into account, it could be hardly 5 to 7% of cases. But that also could be avoided, or if at all it is there, our conciliation mechanism and arbitration mechanism should be such that it should avoid the adjudication process to the extent possible. So with all this, I wish this seminar a grand success. And again, I will emphasize, being in public sector, we deal with public money. Accountability has to be addressed. Once the public good is done, once the public procurement done, it can be questioned any point of time. Maybe these days you must be finding hitting the headlines, the Augusta procurement. There could be many cases. There could be cases like in NIPCO or NHPC, the cases that those are rocking the things over there in the central government as well as down northeast. So all the things will keep on happening. But once you are clear, again I will emphasize, with a fair end and fair means to do, clearly documented approach without involving any intention or malice or malafide, there is nothing to be afraid of. There will be constraints, but despite the constraints, there is a lot of area available to deliver and excel. And let us deliver in time, and for delivering in time, speed and accuracy both are to be kept in mind. Thank you. All the best.